Wow, the creator is amazing. After I watched The Creator in theaters, I just kind of sat there and I kind of had to process everything that I just saw in a positive way, of course, because this movie is incredible. I think I just need to start off with something that I'm gonna tell in this review. I don't think there are gonna be big spoilers, but there might be some smaller spoilers, which I'm gonna mark with this sign, which is shown right here. And I'm gonna review the movie by looking at different aspects which were done well or less well, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about my opinion, and yeah, let's go. I'm gonna talk about two smaller things in the beginning of this video, and then I'm gonna move on to two bigger subjects. The first one being the visuals. Now, the visuals are, first of all, incredible. Yeah, I don't have much else to say on that, but it just looks very, very well done. And this movie only costed 80 million, which obviously is a lot, but compared to other movies, it's nothing. Like, for example, take a big movie from this year which totally flopped, The Flash. The Flash costed 200 million, and it has scenes like this which look terrible, but terrible. And this one costed 80 million, and you can feel there is a lot of care put into each CG shot, and they probably also had a lot of time to do this movie, and they didn't get stressed out by the studio, which is something that occasionally happens nowadays, especially with Marvel and DC movies. And yeah, in general, very, very well done visually. And yeah, in general, the movie itself is also very well done, which leads us to my next point. John David Washington as the main character, he is incredible. I already saw him play the main character in Tenet, and I didn't think he was that good in that role. I feel like he could have played the role with more emotion, but in this movie he is fantastic. He's really great. I can feel every emotion he is playing. He is so good in this role. And the kid, child actors are mostly very overpaid and they're mostly not good at all, but this kid is incredible. She played her character so well. I'm genuinely just surprised at how good she was. Now, coming to the last point, which is by far the longest point on which I'm gonna talk about, the writing and the plot. So, first of all, the message of this movie is a very good one. It basically showed how the Americans in this movie are provoking this war between the AI and the humans, even though the AI didn't even want to. It is a really good message which basically also says how people should prefer to live in peace instead of provoking wars, which sadly happens too much. What I also really liked is that the story used some great cultural influences from countries in Southern Asia where pretty much all of the movie takes place. Many of the shots remind me of shots from movies about the Vietnam War, such as Apocalypse Now, which is a great movie by the way. I think you should check it out. The characters were really beautifully written, and the backstories of some characters were pretty emotional, to be honest, and the movie also wasn't scared of killing away very important characters, and you know, like that you actually made a bond with the characters and you actually hope that they won't die. Some things that were less good were, for example, that I would have liked to go into more detail regarding some of the backstories of some characters. I think the ending got slightly too long. I think you could have replaced the time that was kind of, you know, too much towards the ending with some more details about the backstories of some characters. Gareth Edwards in general, however, did a very good job at telling the story of this movie, and it was also helpful that this movie was kind of divided in chapters, so you know you could understand better what was happening in each part of the movie. And yeah, it also poses the question of what makes us humans so human, and it also shows how some people are acting such brutal ways that they might not be that human after all, and it also shows and poses the question of how robots might surpass us in becoming human. There were some plot twists throughout the movie, and most of them were really well done and not predictable. There was one plot twist which in the beginning might seem like a plot twist which is very important for the story, which kind of was a letdown in the beginning for me because it was pretty predictable, but it turns out to be that there's not the main plot twist and there are some other plot twists, and yeah, so it didn't matter that much in the end, but you know, it was still kind of predictable. So, if you're getting a full overview over The Creator, I gotta say it's a very, very good movie. It's great and it uses some aspect of already existing movies, but it continues to elaborate on these themes and ideas by doing new stuff with them. Even though it is not perfect, it is still beautifully done and definitely worth watching. If I have to think of a rating, I think I'll give The Creator a 9 out of 10. Yeah, that was my short review of The Creator. If you have already watched the movie, then I would love to hear what you thought of the movie, because yeah, as I said, I personally really liked it, but I saw that reviews were, even though there were mostly positives, there were also some reviews which were kind of mixed. So yeah, I would love to know how you felt about the movie, and yeah, that's it. See ya next time.